Now here's the weather forecast for the inshore waters of Great Britain and Northern Ireland until 1800 on Thursday the 12th of March. The northwesterly airflow will back southwesterly for a time as a warm front moves southeast across the country. From Berwick-upon-Tweed to Cromer, wind northwesterly 4 or 5, occasionally 6, decreasing 4 and backing southwesterly later, rain later, visibility good, becoming moderate.
Okay, my name is John Harris, or John Charles Harris, age 69, born in Goole in Yorkshire, in Dunhill Road, number 4 I think it was. Moved across to Liverpool soon after, and so when I got from the age of 3 I lived in Liverpool until going away really. When I first became captain it was quite a shock in the respect that I was going down the Gulf of Suez on the company's flagship, which is a ship called the Shenzhen Bay. I was working for P&O by this time, and we saw one of the old Liverpool Bay class, Tokyo Bay, coming the other way, which he was called the NOL Lugano at that time. And if we pass a company ship, I used to give them a shout and what have you. And so anyway, I was chatting to the chief officer on the other ship, and I was chief officer at the time. And anyway, I was saying how wonderful it was on this brand new ship, and it was all singing, all dancing, And then he was saying, he said, it's a bit of a pain across here. He said they had a leak in the duck keel, which is a big trunk that goes all the way from the forward end of the ship to the after end, And he said we're pumping out all the time into the slop tank and this type of thing. We're heading across, and they were heading across for New York, once they got through. And so he was telling me different things that had gone wrong, and I thought, how dreadful. The ship was around about 25, 27 years of age at that time. And so anyway, I never thought anything more about it. I wished him well. And then within 5 minutes, there was a telephone call from the office at that time in Beagle House in London. And the personnel guy said, is that you, John? I said, yeah. And he said, I'm pleased I'm speaking to you. He said, because he said, we want to offer you command. And he said, our idea is that when you arrive in Jebel Ali, we'll put a relief on the quay and then fly you home, where you can go and see the board and do the different bits and pieces, and then we'll fly you out to New York. And so I said, what ship am I going out to? And he said it was going to be the NOL Lugano, And so I was thinking, oh, bloody hell. But anyway.
My name is Gail, and I am John's niece. One of the biggest worries about John being at sea was when there started to become a really big problem with pirates, and it was a very real problem, and a lot of the time we knew that John was in the areas where pirates operated, and it was very worrying and a scary time for us.
As regards pirates, there was always an uncertainty about what's going to happen if the ship gets taken over. The company's view on our training told us to be non-combative, If the pilot said sit down, you used to sit down. They said get on your deck, you get on the deck, But because there were language problems and all the others, you heard about people getting beaten, this type of thing. And then they would be kept in captivity for months and months. There were certainly people from Greece, some of the Greek ships, had been captured and stayed down there for 3 or 4 months while negotiations went on and what have you. Because as far as the pirates are concerned, the crew are cash. And they used to even contact different family members, if they could, to try and force money out. as master in the when I retired, I used to get 6 months off, or 3 months off, 3 months on, yeah, and it used to work out very nicely. But when I came away, the first leave coming up to my retirement date, then all of a sudden I started to miss. I missed the ocean passages, to be truthful. In the old days, ocean passengers, when you used to leave, for instance, I'll show you a picture of general cargo ship, but when we used to go across the Atlantic, the old men or the captains used to do painting. They'd have hobbies, putting ships in bottles, painting, doing whatever. We even set up for the tennis courts on board the ship, yeah. But alas, by the time I became master, it's majority paperwork, but you could sit outside and read the papers and do whatever, yeah. But no. Again, my main point was the point that I missed the camaraderie of the chaps on board the ship. Right, this was the last ship that I sailed on as master. It was called originally, when I first joined the ship, the P&O Ned Lloyd Repulse. And this is a class of ship called the Whale class. Carried 7,500 containers, was 340 odd metres long, 40 metres or 42 metres wide, and did an average speed of around about 22, 23 knots. So I started when I was 16 and I finished when I was 63.
Since he's retired, he's taken up quite a few new hobbies. He's developed a really big interest in art. He really loves collecting art. He likes to look at art. It's something that gives him a great pleasure, and it's something we both share.
This one's a picture given to the P&O Ned Lloyd Shackleton when we first arrived at Singapore. And that was the ship going in. This is Singapore proper. So in Singapore in those days we used to berth right in the centre of the city.
After John had been retired a few years, I can honestly say one of the best things he ever did was get his dog Izzy. Izzy gave John a reason to go for these long walks. He absolutely adores her. He loves the bones of her, as he would say, and Izzy is John's constant companion, and I'm so happy that he's got her.